Hi there, Louisa here. Today I wanted to focus on how important your thoughts really are. I mean, they are so important. I had no idea to what depth that sort of went to until the past 3 weeks started happening. There was this just kept coming up and representing itself to me over and over again, that how important your thoughts can be and how the wrong thoughts can actually turn into illnesses and disease, and the right thoughts can turn into health and cars or whatever. Thoughts become things. I've always said that, but a while ago a friend came through and she said actually certain thoughts can turn into certain illnesses. And I dismissed it. I have to admit, I dismissed it. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then she said, what kind of thoughts turn into cancer? And they were me to a T. I couldn't believe it. So the kind of thoughts you're thinking and what they're bringing about can really make a difference. And the beauty of it also is that you can change that straight away. You don't have to be dwelling in that. You can break free of that instantly, now, yesterday, a moment ago. It can all change straight away. My friend, she sort of said all this and I was like, okay, and just sort of chewed it over. It opened a whole mental can of worms. They're still wriggling everywhere. And I just sort of went away on holiday and came back. And then another friend from way back had paid for some therapy for me. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go. Get it over and done with. I'm sure it'll be fine. Very kind. And so I went, and actually she was the same. She said the same thing again. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's obviously important. All right, I'm listening. And she told me to read a book, which I'm listening to, called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it's really interesting, and it's how your thoughts can actually become anything, which I totally believe, because I'm looking out at my car and I manifested that car a few years ago. So I know that thoughts become things. If you focus enough and do it right, write it down, create a vision board or anything like that, they happen. I know they do, because she sat right there looking at me. But I hadn't thought about the thoughts becoming illnesses. And it's thoughts of sort of resentment or anger or bitterness or low self-worth, all things like that, that turn into, that niggle away, niggle, and just turn into something bad inside you. I'd never thought of that at all. But there's a part in that book that I wanted to bring forward now, because it's amazing. It really set me thinking, and it's how the quality of your thoughts can literally change the physical world. Amazing. It's about quantum physicists studying subatomic particles. Bear with me. It's discovering that the person looking for the subatomic particles actually had an effect on the particles themselves. How crazy is that? You see, these particles have a flitter between energy and matter and waves. So they're so small, they constantly sort of disappear, come back, change into waves, change into matter, go away, come back. So they're fleeting anyway. They're that small. And the electron actually only appeared when the observer focused on the area where it focused on an area, and then it would appear. So it's actually got a name called the observer effect. And so the actual effect of the person created the atom, the particle. The particle cannot manifest into reality until we observe it. So when you shift your consciousness onto something, focus on it completely, it can happen. Very interesting. It's called the collapse of the wave function, or the observer effect. The moment the observer looks for the electron, there is a specific point in time and space where all probabilities of the electron collapse into a physical event or a experience. So the mere fact of just focusing your attention on what you want creates it. With the discovery of this, mind and matter can no longer be considered separate. Subjective mind creates measurable change on the objective and physical world. At the subatomic level, energy responds to your mindful attention and becomes matter. Amazing! You can actually create matter. If you can learn to direct the observer effect, you can then create a world that you choose. We can manifest an infinite amount of outcomes. Amazing! So what I'm saying is, be careful of your thoughts, be mindful of those thoughts, and really go out and visualize what you want to be coming into your future, where you want to be going. Create a vision board. I've got pages of stuff of what I want to happen. There's a thing called a meta story you can create, so write it so as if you're in the present now, as if it's happened. Be grateful for what has happened, what you want to happen, and it would make such a difference. So just be mindful of your thoughts because they are so important. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.